Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Community Unitarian Universalist Church here in Plano, Texas. My name is Reverend Dr. Aija Duelm. I am the minister of this congregation. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. And I'm so glad to see all of you here. It's a special day for us. We're going to welcome our newest members. And after the service, we have our fall congregational meeting, which is we only have these meetings twice a year, and that's where we do our business. We have business too here. But we are a faith community, so I'll start kind of the introduction and welcome to this service. We are a faith community that puts love at the center of everything we do, including our business. We extend our love when we welcome people who are here, who are joining us, who are coming just to check us out and see who are we and what we are all about. We extend love when we work for justice, and we do that quite a bit in this congregation. We extend love when we offer our wisdom, our time, our helping hand, to lead others into the future. A future that is made different because of our care and our love. And this is where I come to one of our core values, transformation. In the written language that we have for this value, we say, we adapt to the changing world. We covenant to collectively transform and grow spiritually and ethically. Openness to change is fundamental to our Unitarian and Universalist heritages, never complete and never perfect. Our value is transformation that is about continuing to grow, continuing to learn, continuing to expand, and change things that we have discovered are not helpful, or maybe even are harmful. So today, we're making another change, and we're marking our growth, so that when we will welcome our newest members, we'll make an assertion, and if anybody can correct me, please do so after the service. We will welcome 60 new members. Which I think is the biggest number at any time of this 50-year history of this church, to have that many in one setting. So this is, if you know history differently, let me know. Dick is already spinning in his brain right there. But I'm kind of bold in saying we're making history today. This is one of the big changes to celebrate. And what this number tells me is that there is something wonderful going on here. There's something meaningful that we are all sharing here, working for here, and people have discovered it, and we're welcoming them into this faith, into this community, and what a joy, what a great thing to do. Because once those who've been members for a while discovered this wonderful faith and discovered how life-saving it can be, how meaningful it is. And we know that the community like ours is needed at this time, probably more than it has been. We are needed, and we're ready to share this community, this faith with others. Wherever you are on your life's journey, I'm glad you're here, and we welcome you here today. Our call to worship comes from words written by Elizabeth Strong. Today, we celebrate a dream awakening. Today, we worship with renewed hope in our hearts. Today, we act on an audacity of hopes and dreams for the future. Today we begin the hard work for justice, equity, and compassion in all human relations. For today is a day like no other day, and it is ours to shape with vision and action. Let us worship together and celebrate a dream awakening. It is good to be together with you this morning. Let us worship together. We will begin by lighting our chalice, and this morning it will be led by Savitha Sundar.
So That We Might Together Shine by Erik Wikstrom. When we light our chalice, everyone focuses on the flame. Yet it is the paraffin of the candle, the cotton of the wick, the potassium chlorate and sulfur of the match, and the oxygen in the air around us that makes that flame possible. As leaders, we are not called to be a lone beacon on a hill. Rather, we are meant to work together so that we might together shine.
A covenant is the promise we make with one another about the way we will walk together as a community and as a congregation. Please join me in reminding ourselves of this promise.
Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help one another.
Story or a conversation, a message for all ages, today is about leadership. What it means to lead and who are the leaders here in this congregation. And often we look up to our leaders. We kind of put them on pedestals sometimes. But the structure, how we view this community, we have committee chairs. Do you mind raising your hands? If you're a committee chair? Yes, a few. If you're a board member, keep your hands up. If you're a board member, yes, we have quite a few. If you're staff, yes, I know, yes. Okay, you can put your hands down. So we have a few elected leaders. And if we were to demonstrate that kind of structure, I thought about a ladder, and I got one here. And thank you, Jen, for helping me decorate this ladder. We had fun. Made my office messy, but that's a different story. So, as a minister, I'm one of the leaders, so I would need to be somewhere on this ladder. So let's try and see. I'm having a problem. Do you see that one? What is the problem? It's full. There's really not a room on that ladder. Do you know why? I always like pictures because they sometimes speak louder. One picture might be like 1,000 words, and I don't have to be here saying all the 1,000 words by having one picture here. In this community, leadership is not about who's going to be on the top. Leadership here is shared. We engage in shared ministry as Unitarian Universalists. Everybody who's a member has a vote, and one way you participate in bringing your voice to the table. The elected leaders also do not make the decisions that they make in isolation, They engage the work of the congregation. They engage the ministries that we do and make those decisions in congruence of the vision that we have established as a congregation, in congruence with the mission that we have all agreed to engage in. And so when you decide to become part of this congregation, you become also a leader in this faith and in this congregation. We like to say, if I'm not swamped with work and duties to do, then I'm really not a leader. If you want to be, there's always room. We have. But that's not what the leaders are about, to be swamped by tasks and things, events to organize and things to do. Leadership is about paying attention. So if I had not paid attention to what's on the ladder, we would be cleaning that up pretty quickly, right? Paying attention to what is in front, addressing what we are seeing, and doing so with love at the center. Love is at the center of everything we do, at the center of our values, and it is at the center of our leadership. And here's the thing. I'm not talking about love as the fuzzy, romantic kind of stuff, love. I'm talking about love that is very strong and has done remarkable things. So, many of you know our history, but if you're new, you may want to know we are very proud of our history. And we look into our history for inspiration, for guidance, for help, also for things to find out what we did wrong in the past so that we would not repeat those mistakes. So, some examples from the history. In the Northeast in the 1800s, Unitarians were effective in convincing the public that slavery was inhumane. And Unitarians is one side of our ancestors. In California, it was Thomas Starr King that helped the state remain in the Union during the Civil War. So in all of these abolition efforts, our ancestors sided with love. We were also the first denomination to recognize women in leadership. Both Unitarian and Universalist congregations recognized religious leadership of women. Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Olympia Brown are our religious forebearers. Olympia Brown was the first ordained woman in the United States in that time. And the congregations played a role as well. They welcomed women in leadership. They opened their doors for suffragettes to organize, to deliver stirring speeches. And remember, that was the time when only men-identified people were allowed to speak publicly. So in standing for equal rights for women, we sided with love. During the civil rights movement, when Martin Luther King issued a call to Selma, Unitarian Universalist ministers and lay people across all country answered that call. One lay person, Viola Lucy, and one minister, James Reeb, were martyred in Alabama as part of this answer to the call. So in Selma, we marched and we sided with love. More recently, Unitarian Universalists sided with love when we worked for marriage equality. We're not for the powerful organizing of Unitarian Universalists in states like Massachusetts, Vermont, and Iowa. The equal marriage movement would have gone a bit more slowly than what it did. By siding with love, we UUs sped up this realization of equality and dignity for all people. So all of these examples do not show the fuzzy type of love, or that gentle feeling, but a very powerful force that love can be, a backbone that offers leadership in challenging times and bring transformation. So, I invite us to look inward and ask ourselves, are we ready to pay attention to what is in front of us and lead with love? And what do we need to have motivation, to have courage, to have that commitment in ourselves to side with love rather than just sit on the sidelines of love? So instead of a sermon, because we have a meeting and the time is kind of running out, I'm going to offer you a charge. A charge is usually given at big events, such as a new minister installation service, or when a congregation ordains a minister. But today is another day that is a new start for us, with new members joining us. We are having our congregational meeting, this resetting the second half of our church year. And it's as great an opportunity as any. So this is my charge to you. You, the congregation, own this church. This is not just a polite compliment. It's the truth. You literally own this property. You are the stewards of its assets. The minister is not. The congregation is. You, as the congregation, also run this church. And it's probably one of the only institutions where members pay for everything and do all the work. But this means that you are also the leaders in this church. When you pay attention to what is in front of you and you respond with love at the center, you are exercising your leadership. Therefore, I charge you to embrace love, to commit to justice, and to be the church that welcomes others by opening our circle of love wider and wider, so that no stranger, no new person here remains stranger or remains new for long. Be the church where people work together in partnership with one another, including your minister. Your minister's job is to support the congregation in living into your mission, which you have set for yourself, taking into account the history and also the demands of the current times, the current moment. You can and you should expect your minister to hold before you the vision and mission which guides and commands you to support your vision. The minister, you can expect your minister to support your vision and mission into programming, into pastoral work, and to help you connect that mission with Unitarian Universalist theological tradition, our larger faith. I charge you to take your ministry seriously, to work faithfully in partnership with each other, share the work, share the leadership, and be in direct communication with each other. Remember that in congregational life, a triangle is a problematic shape. And relationship is perhaps our most significant spiritual practice as Unitarian Universalists. It is a hard thing, a time-consuming, and not always a successful one. Our job is not to make each other happy or feel good about ourselves. Our job is also not to fight each other. Our job is to faithfully follow our mission, to nourish spirits, work for justice, and transform lives. Our job is to fight injustices and oppression that are hurting people around us, hurting us. And this requires to practice leadership with love at the center. Instead of being a detached observer of love, or having a discussion group about love, it requires siding with love. Love that works as a backbone through difficult and challenging times, that holds us together and guides us through. May we meet this moment with a radical, revolutionary love that affirms the inherent worth and dignity of every person we encounter. Because in the end, we need each other. So may today's service be an outward sign of our inner commitment to one another, to your covenant, and to the greater good that calls us out from our aloneness and fear into engagement with the world in the name of love, on the side of love.
As our worship time this morning draws to a close, it is now time to extinguish our chalice. Please join me now in reciting these words.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thank you for being here. As we go forth, these are the words that were written by Kirk Bogue. It was written part of Mid-South District conference business and was dedicated there. I'm going to reappropriate these words for today. With gratitude and grace, we lead forward to answer the call of our faith. We move happily together into the unknown. We open ourselves to growth. We go forth to begin the change to our corner of the world. We covenant together to transform the world through love, and we are moved by Spirit to accomplish good works with compassion and love for all. Amen, and blessed be.